it's funny because we're sisters and we're also best friends. So it's taken this
I'm
long.
your best friend.
Who do I talk to more than you? Besides Warren.
I think that he your first best friend, I'm your second.
You're the second.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like you're looking through a telescope. You see where you're gonna be. Growing, getting better. You're not the person they see. Can't be.
The perks of being right.
I mean, I live in a nice house and drive a nice car.
We get treated kind of nice. The respect and the admiration is pretty cool, but you can't get too invested in that. You know, you're praised all the time. You know what I mean? Oh, you're so great. You're so this. You're so that. You're so that. It's awesome, but I take it with a grain of salt. Not to lessen my appreciation for it, but it's all because of God's goodness, not because I'm so suchy much. I just made that word up, suchy much. But I'm grateful. Sometimes your music has helped somebody and they're just so grateful. You know, we've had people come over and just pay our bill before because, you know, your music helped them through some traumatic time and they really didn't think they would make it. So, you know, that kind of stuff it's a blessing.
That's advantages too.
Yeah.
The testimonies, things of that nature.
Testimonies.
That, like, for people to come up and tell, and then, like, say, I'm going through my worst year and we're tried and we want to quit the group and we're frustrated and all this kind of stuff, and then somebody comes and tells me I was going to commit suicide when I was in college, but I listened to your music and it's what kept me through. And now I'm all of a sudden thinking that, God, I actually do have purpose. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for using me to write that song and sing that song to have impact on somebody's life. So that's actually the biggest high.
Absolutely.
Because those things, you'll forget dinner and lunch and a t-shirt, but you will not forget somebody telling me
Life change.
my family was on the brink of going all the way down and your song kept us through Hurricane Katrina, or your song kept us through our parents' death, or your song kept us through financial devastation. Like, that's so big that God would use us to do that.
Wanting to be an individual and having to everything. Well, when are we going on vacation? When are we having babies? What are we singing? What are we wearing? When are we flying? When are we off? I mean, just everything. It can wear on you. No, I mean, I think it's taken us up into this point where we go, you know what? I just kind of want to do something else sometimes. So that's that's the only downside, you know. Yeah, you want to check it out.
Right.
Yeah, I want to check out for a little while.
Yeah, it's
but
hard to make all your
ministry
decisions
calls.
together.
The ministry calls us to stay committed.
Yeah.
Even with the solo stuff that I'm doing, the ministry is bigger than any agenda I could have or
Right.
whatever. It's, God, what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
We will step down, step back, step to the side and say, yes, Lord, even if there are challenges, because we know the purpose is much bigger than our spats or fights or whatever.
Yep.
More solo stuff because my album's out, and then her solo album and book is
Yeah.
coming out. And so people gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah. Erica's probably gonna be nominated for a bunch of Grammys next year and performing on the Grammys.
I received that in Jesus'
as Tina
name.
Campbell, and fortunately, hopefully I'll be launching my new project. I didn't really want to do a project. I didn't want to do anything solo. I just want to sit at the house and chill and maybe write children's records and stuff like that. But
God said no.
yeah, God said no. Trying to recover from my devastating marital issues, I started writing out prayers and confessions, and so now that's a book. I never intended for it to be a book when I was writing it out. I just needed something. I needed some help, and so I found help in the Bible, and I wrote it out to myself. Now it's a book, and so the music kind of accompanies this year. This year, the book is called I Need a Day to Pray, and only because my lawyer was like, so what do you want to do with this? And, should we do that? And I was like, this wasn't really for nobody but me. I don't know. I need a day to pray. I'll get back to you. He said, that's the name of your book. I said, okay. So, it'll probably be out this year. But again, it's going to be music and the book, because both of them complement each other. And pretty much it's my story of failure to triumph,